Let me know when people connect. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me on the YouTube stream? What did I just do? Awesome. What? All right, let's look at some stuff on the market. I'll ask some questions about if my are you guys hearing any echoing or is my voice pretty clear and loud? Do I need to turn up the volume? I'm gonna sit back and talk and let me see if you notice a difference from what I'm saying right now. Can you guys still hear me clearly? Is it fine? Let's bring this down to the top right. Make sure things are running smoothly. 60 FPS, 16.5. Okay, that's not bad. And I think people are connected in the voice channel, or wait, no, that's not my page. Is it really? No. bit of a rough morning. My son had a bad dream. Okay, let me just quickly review real fast. Okay, make sure my charts are on NQ, 5 minute, ES, 1 minute, ES, 5 minute. What did we do? Okay, we came, we swept Asia low, we swept London low, supported London low, broke all these levels, midnight, LDL goes, checks, hit the 200 EMA and the London high. So London low took it back to London high, drop. What was this? Friday, silver Friday, yeah. These are all overnight. Oh, that was at market. No, again, it was overnight. Then we came down to pivot, ghost, hit jacks. Is that both jacks together? Yeah, both jacks are together. And then swept London and pivot. Okay, so let's get a confirmation close. Oh, let me look at this market. Okay, we're down 450. GPM is down 179. The rest of these, okay, at 8% on the VIX. God damn. All right, maybe we got to be a little bit cautious. And I mean, so actually we did stretch down to ASL. Let me look at a 15-minute too, just to confirm. Okay. And let me, I can't see comments. Let me open up that YouTube for comments. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Here. The two JAX levels are from the indicator. If you haven't got the indicator on your TradingView chart, I did put the links in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, I also posted it in X. Just you go make a copy of it. I explain it in the post. Look for the TradingView post. It explains you how to make a copy of it, and then you can make changes to your own chart, colors. You can remove, delete indicators, change colors, whatever you want to do. I even did the watch list too, this thing on the side, so you can rearrange. I didn't know you can share the watch list. At first, it didn't have that option. So you can rearrange, do whatever you want with it, delete, remove, make it your own. But at least you'll get the same layout that I have from a start. And then if you don't make a copy and save it in your trading view, it will be view only. So you won't be able to make changes. So you do have to, I think you go up here and you say make a copy. Oh no, it'll pop up a little message on the top right and you just say make a copy. And you'll have all these indicators here, and you can delete, remove whatever you want to, and then go to about us for the indicators. You go right here, three dots, about the script, and then it'll tell you everything about the levels. At least start learning about those. The MFGL and the JEXR, yesterday, they weren't together, but most of the time on ES they are together. But the MFGL does give us the ghost level. So if you want to mark it and turn, let's say, MFGL off because it's just too much overlapping each other, just remember the ghost level. Technically, the ghost level is used, I say used one time. Market likes to draw up to it, or for above it, draw back down to it before. It's just an imbalance found overnight. It doesn't pop up every day. So to those who are new, just thought I'd mention that. This new YouTube OBS studio, I checked it out, and I mean, I was on it for nonstop with Grok. It's freaking awesome. I'll tell you that. No lags, which made me happy and more clear. Oh my God, why is my computer refreshing? Let's make sure the stream didn't stop. No. No lags. However, there could be a 1 to 2 second delay, um, sometimes here and there, and it said that's normal. At first, it was doing a 30-second delay when I connected it, and I was like, wait a minute, 30 seconds. And then I was going through the settings with it, and you can put a delay as big as you want. You can even put a 5 minute delay if you wanted to. And that's when the light bulb of being pissed off clicked to me that back in the days when those, hyped up options, pump and dumpers, what they were doing is putting delays on these um, streams, especially those zero DTE options, and making you, oh, we're going up, so everyone is buying as soon as it goes up. That's 5 minutes already delayed. And then, they're, cashing out on their pump, and then everyone else was getting screwed. So a little thing that I found out that I guess this is exactly how they were doing it, because I've been in that trap too, sadly. Shit, I was even paying $500 a month for a premium membership for this guy that was supposed to be the best zero DT whatever. Maybe he was the zero DT. And he wasn't responding to any members with any information. That's when I clicked to me. I think, had him for like a month and a half, but that's when it clicked to me that this guy's selling bullshit. Like, there's no way it can be a losing trade. This is during options when I was learning options. So it was a long time ago. Um, Morning, sometimes Friday. Like I said, if we don't find some trades, I don't like how this first 5 minute candle has structured itself. So we can be ranging here. Um, let's see. Let me think for a second. So came down, hit Asia low at night. Came up to midnight, rejected, broke through. 1 minute 35 seconds. So we're having a nice breakthrough right now on this 5 minute. Came midnight. We went through a sideways chop here, broke below, swept it. Somebody asked me, how do you change your strategy? I like to see supports, and I like to see sweeps like this on key levels, whether it's pivot, London low, ghost, jack. Well, ghost not a key level, sorry, jacks. I want to see, a sweep prior market opening. I like to see these same sweeps on these areas, and possibly a whole bunch of levels being broken like this, coming back down to a key area as market opens, finding its settlement ground. Again, as you can see, we swept, got to London low. We show up some buy up strength here. So it means that London low can be supported. I mean, it's even stretched to the Asia low, which is even great. So now we don't even have to wait to get to Asia low. It still can, but like higher high, we swept it, we got near it. London low is showing strong support. If this 5 minute closes in 25 seconds, I mean, with pivot midnight and above London low, that's like three confluence confirmations plus the two little EMAs here, the 1 minute ones. Let's see how it closes in 14 seconds. And then we want to retest. Anyway, and we have PDL low here too, so previous day low. Then we want to retest to a key level and then buy from there. That's a confirmation play. If it just keeps going, then that sucks. But okay, see, we're getting a retest here. However, like I said, this candle with that wick, we never closed above it. This would have been nice if it closed above the candle and PDL. I mean, but it's strikeable. I mean, I actually want to give it a shot and see if I'm getting any lags. Technically, I should have. I'm gonna give it a shot, but so, and then I did say, if I say that, hey, this is a confirmed trade we're taking, you guys can follow along. But I want to see if this, what is it called? No lagging on my broker situation on TradingView. Also, come on, don't drop any lower. That's gonna piss me off. We broke, swept. We wanted this candle. It did close above the body. Closed above. If it closed above, the wick would have been stronger. Okay, there's a fair value gaps. Little tip: if it can just max only go there, reverse back up. We did hit that 200 EMA. Come on, think smart. Don't just take a trade because, well, I mean, as I said, I want to test this trade, but I don't want to take a big hit on a testing. At least come on, break it back above. I'll exit break even if I have to. Will it work? Yeah, I'm gonna take it off. Okay, maybe it might work, but again, that was just a tester trade for me. Let me make sure all my brokers are working. Let me minimize a few things because it seems like I have a lot of things open. Okay, CPU is only running at 12%. That's amazing. That's why we're not getting any lags. But yeah, so I look for confirmation sweeps like that. I obviously I didn't like a big drop like that it happened, and I'm sure because of this candle. But if this 5 minute candle had closed even above the wick too, and we had a retest, it wouldn't be a scary retest like that and giving us well, it didn't really drop much below. Let's say if you bought at the levels, which the goal is to try to get us to closest to the level as possible. So 75, what do we come down? 71.50. So only 4 points. My stops are usually between 3 to 4 points, and max are 4 to 8 points, depending on the distance of that last candle. So knowing if I'm going to be buying pivot and my London low is here and we did stretch, we have this wick here, I'd probably go at least my stop to this one. Yes, it makes it a little bit bigger. I wouldn't want that, but if I went to at least 6 points, like around here or something, but and then I'm like, oh, well, right at this level, it can come touch this level. So I still rather go below a level, just to give myself that breathing room. So things like that stretch don't just stop me out and take off and I lose for no reason. Again, depending on your size, depending on your account. And then I have my finger on the trigger if I see it's like, wait, it's dropping too nasty. And I still don't want to take a bigger stop. Obviously, I'll exit it. But most of the times when it's fully confirmed, even more confirmed, like being above, let's say if that 5 minute had even closed above the wick, I did like that it closed above the body, but I did say this wick could range, so it could have even come back down and sweep this area. So that's just another thing just to keep in mind. But if it wasn't like that, and let's just say this did close above, which it did on the body, if it closed above the wick too, and heck, even above PDL and retested, 99% of the time from what I've been trading and doing, with the situation I do, I don't even see it really go below the not entry level, the key level area. So I'll put like a 2 3 point stop, or usually if this whatever this body is. Remember, I was explaining yesterday that I do like it being like closer. I'll go like maybe a tick or two below it, just for safety. And the max I've seen is go down like a tick or something because it showed strength. It showed that this key level is supportive and that we're going to continue and take off. Okay, let's see what we did. We rejected 200 on the 5 minute close, just the 1 minute 200. We're still below the 5 minute 200. We had rejections here at the ghost. We didn't get back to ghost, but we did overnight. We already reached, well, this is a new ghost supposedly. Um, so we broke midnight, sweeping down. Let's see our market conditions again. And over here, I mean, kind of not getting crazy action, but it's not doesn't mean that it won't work from level to level. Let's keep looking. Let me think about some other things that I say. So we came down from this high point. I mean, we came down even from this higher point. So our areas of interest are this high point if we are going to go higher. So first is figuring out if we're going to be going higher or if we're going to be going sideways or if we're going to break down. Breaking down, we don't want to lose. Where's the 630 open? 630 open is here. 73.80. We don't want to keep going below the 630 open candle. And sometimes some people will use the range of it. If we start closing, candles below it, and then obviously we have some key levels here, London low, Asia low, and the put wall, and we break and retest this way, then yeah, our mindset is gonna flip to shorts. For now, it's more on the cautiously long side because we can be sideways too until we break some structures. Obviously, above and we're below JF. We close above these and retest. And the goal is to take from here to this level that rejected. Once we break that level, then playing level to levels from any of these candles plus the levels we have and coming back up as much as we can. But again, it's Friday, so even if we just get like one nice trade or one decent trade, you don't need more than that. But I'll leave that up to you. I mean, you can choose your profit as what you like. For me, I'm comfortable with hitting what sometimes even just whatever I just got right now was like what 190 something dollars. Times that all the accounts, that's still great, and I can just have a great Friday and not even think about it. So emotions like that, you have to decide. I know there's some traders in here that just want to make $50 for the day, whether it's per account or just one account. Um, and you know, don't ever hate on somebody's grind, or belittle. That's their motive, that's their goal, and if that's what they want to do, then that's amazing. I mean, that can change lives. You accumulate. Actually, that $50 a day actually ends up making more money than the person trying to make more. Because making $50 is such a fast, easier, quick entry and exit. If you get the perfect entry, your exit is going to give you that and then some. Versus like yesterday when I was like, oh, let me see if I can hold it longer. And it did go. And I thankfully exited. But you see, right after it exited, it slammed back down. And I'm not a trader that's going to be more of a swing mindset where I'm going to hold and um, try to let it go, you know, more than whatever my goal of profit is for that. Because especially if there's some, uh, inconsistency in the market as well, just it's not worth the risk. And when you're locked in your profit, I, I do want to when there is days that we're gonna have. Usually they say the summertime is the slowest and people love that third quarter more. Whatever. Again, these are all just experiences that I've heard and listened to traders. Some of them real good traders that actually give great pointers, and I've seen over the years that it does do that. So like the summertime is always like the slower months, But hey, I mean, with Trump in office, I'm not trying to get into politics. Just this market has been insane. I mean, I haven't seen market act in these conditions ever. So to be at these numbers and volatility even during these, usually right now it'd be so slow, like June, July, it would be like barely getting like a couple of points. These will be so low numbers, you won't be at the 400, 200, maybe at a weird random day, but not every day. Like you'd be like a dollar, dollar 50 or point 50, whatever you want to use, point or dollar, it doesn't matter. So yeah, third quarter, let's just say action. I mean, we're kind of getting semi third quarter actions now. Um, we don't know how long that will last, and this is why we just kind of look at it, overview, and if it works in our favor, we execute. And what I'm trying to say is practically getting those nice like confirmations, retest, and quickly getting to a level and even extended like where yeah, maybe I wanted to exit here, but it just kept popping. And of course, I'm going to take it at the next level. And the goal is also, oh, what I was saying is that when I'm at a structured, really confirmed, like a day, the days that I've had like really higher numbers, it's because I was confident. I knew where we had to go. Let's just say I knew this needed to get to this exact wick. I entered perfectly, let's just say at this level, and I just kept holding. I had no fear in any pullbacks, and just went from here to the following level. That's today, what, I don't know how many points is it? 400 to 7. That's 25 points here. That's amazing on ES. 25 points. That's insane. Um, and I think we had a spread of 50 points too before. So I don't know if that day was that, but I never cashed out on a 25 pointer move, because I'm not going to hold exactly to the level. Um, there's just the same way when we come down, and I one time bought that pop, quick pop, and it gave me a nice trade. That's the same way on the coming up. There can be orders there that can drop it down real fast. So I always try to, especially I'm using market fill, I always try to exit that trade. Let's say if I was like my target was this level, I'll exit it definitely like few things, or I'll look to the left and I'll see like, hey, this part has rejected, or we had a level sweep here, like a pullback here. I'm not gonna take it to that. I'm just gonna exit here. So if I'm in here, I'll take my profits like here or something. Like, I'm still good, you know. All right, so we had a pullback. We broke midnight two, supported, and that was a beautiful confirmation. Now we're above all those, this nasty candle. All right, let's. I mean, it's 2 minutes away before the 5 minute closes, so let's hope this doesn't slam down. Maybe we can get a really nice trade. Um, while we're waiting for that, I was gonna say like the couple of things. I mean that I can't teach in trading is intuition. That just comes to you over time. um and obviously my experience, like, just there's things that I've experienced, some things you're just gonna have to experience to eventually, especially for new traders. Some things you're just gonna have to go through the experience, and the goal for me here is try to avoid all the major mistakes and help and say, hey, these are things that I've been through, and I've simplified it down to this. So maybe if you just follow this system, but again, emotions, everyone's gonna go through this motion. Somebody posted something really nice about, until you don't hit the worst part of trading, you kind of don't come out, like, learn to come out of it on, you know, understanding what's the best way of trading or something like that. And he was right, you know. I mean, I know a lot of people have been there, and a lot of the times newcomers, they see all these people posting these gains, 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 and they just want to like think that, oh, I'm gonna start trading and I'm gonna be in gains. Sometimes, yeah, some people might get lucky, or it might be Photoshop posting. Who knows? Don't fall for that. You know, the goal is for you to actually structurally learn, the trading. And if you have to do paper trading practice, do whatever. I did paper trading. After I won big in options, and then I lost. After that, I switched to paper trading, and then when I got into futures trading, it was because I used my own broker, my own money. Like literally within that first day and a half, I think I lost like 30K, a lot of my savings. And I was so freaking like upset, and because I thought I was like, I knew what I was doing, following this one guy, and like supposedly, nope, screwed me over right away in a day and a half to lose that much. And I switched to paper trading, and I was like, okay, so we had a 5 minute close. Um, damn, that would have been a pretty good entry. Jacks level to level. I think it might go hit this London high. Yeah, this is where we rejected. So we had a 5 minute close. It was a faster retest. So that one, you have to be a little bit more quick. Um, I do like when we have a break and then, a couple of 1 minute candles come retest without major dip throughs. And it gives you a chance to actually get into a position. This only gave like 1 minute, 2 minute, not even, wait, it was not even that candle. Yeah, yeah, this candle broke 1 minute, 2 minute, I mean, based on that, yeah, I would have definitely striked at this one because we had a nice 5 minute close. We broke one, two, three, four, five levels, including the 205 minute EMA. Then we had a retest. Obviously, I had to try to buy as close as to the um, thing as possible. And then a stop loss, because like I said, this is a bigger candle. I'm not gonna put a stop loss this deep, but it can fill this gap. But because we're this time in a stronger area, chances of it going retest right away is a lot more weaker to do that. So taking something and putting like a stop loss, like a little bit below this guy's wick is fine because it'll go, you'll exit. But let's say after it's completed its mission, it can come and sweep into this fair value gap, which will be our PDL low, and then go back up again. And that can be your now additional slow down confirmation of a trade to, grind it up and go higher levels. So sometimes you gotta pick and choose which one you want to do, and will it do that as well too? So what conditions we had in the market yesterday in a certain section, plus it was a later time. I forgot what time it was, but it had to go and sweep into the gap, or somebody called it like an unfinished business or whatever fair value gaps they want to call the names. Everybody has their own thing they call it. So, and technically, it's not fair value gap is not completed until this one finishes. So then it'll be from like the wick to wick or whatever. And if you were to put a fair value gap indicator, this wouldn't have come on until this candle is complete. So that's another reason why it wouldn't test into it yet, because it's not a completed fair value gap on the 5 minute. Once it's completed, then it could be. So this is why I just kind of did whatever this candle was. It did a little retest. If your entry was at the level, stop loss. Okay, so from the level to here is close to 6 points, but you don't want to go right at the tick and you're hoping. I mean, look, it was higher and higher, so it's like one tick higher, but you want to at least be like a tick or something. Pick a number a little bit below it, so it doesn't stop you out with one tick, and take you out of loss. And then now you're like, shoot, and all your emotions kick in and you don't trust the trade anymore. And if that's the case too, sometimes I know it's that fear of missing out. Like once you saw this retest, I know most people would have tried to grab that candle. But if you had waited and you saw something like that, then you're like, okay, this one already did it, so it matched it. So I'm just gonna enter as we come up or close enough after to this candle. So let's say 10 seconds before this candle closed, because we saw it coming up, closing. I'd rather take it because now the next one is not gonna go lower and it's just gonna give us this one pump in this candle and take your profit. Okay, we're having a little curvature slow down around this area. Maybe it might go and come sweep here. What do we got? 30 seconds for this 5 minute candle. I know it'll take some time, but there's so many confluence things to eventually learn, and just concepts. Not all of them are going to play out in your mind that second, but the goal is to try to remember as many of them as possible because that gives you the higher probability of the best trade. When you look at it that moment, you're like, okay, that happened, that happened, that happened, that happened. Okay, cool, cool. I'm executing here with confidence, staying calm. I'm not gonna worry. Take it, put my stop, and just ride my trade. And if it doesn't work, it stops me out. I'll wait for it to reconfirm itself again. Um, oh, we have news in 2 minutes. I didn't even go check the factory thing today. So I think I did share a link in those tool links. There's a website called Forex Factory News. Um, it's a orange folder news, revised OM consumer sentiment. I mean, it still makes an impact. So I filtered it to just the orange and red ones. And Thank you to whoever recommended me on this mic. It's pretty cool. I didn't get the. Oh, I didn't know they had headphones. I found out as I was installing it. It says, "Do you want to connect your headphone?" And I was like, "What headphone?" You know, and it's obviously giving the same name. It's advertising itself these days. See, CPO still keeping it at 11%. All right, these two are can so when things like slow down for a split second, let me make these into a little bit smaller candles. Did I have that might be turned on this one? Yeah, let me just turn it on this one. Okay, we have our IB high, low, midpoint. First hour was at 7. Let's just see how that one closed. Green. Okay, so later on, the concept is for if it comes down, we want 30% retest into here, which will be our concept, will be the PDL jacks. Sweep it to the 30%, break back above, and ride this. As long as it keeps breaking above the highs, ride this way for new highs. But again, it's, oh my god, to this left, I just noticed we have all this mess right here. This can be going just into these areas, unless we break through them for next week. Unless it does it today, which will be great. Just get through it, and then next week have a smoother session. These are all, orders that are left behind or unfilled or whatever. It's, I don't know what they call it, liquidity or unfilled orders. And it comes from like options, something related to options and stuff like that. There's a video on it that explains pretty good what those means. But yeah, so it's just, and it can hit these, and when you see smackdowns like that really fast as it hits them, um, the goal here, I'm looking at a higher time frame. If the market stays strong conditions, will be to break this area and reclaim this area first. I mean, obviously, this is I'm talking about by next week. Reclaim this area first, break above, get a retest, and then nicely ride level to level and reclaim this area, all the way to here, and that's it. I mean, there is more room for even higher, but I don't even care for that because we want, after a big drop like this, we want at least a 50% retest. So yeah, right about until here would be great. I'm playing level to level to level. That'd be a nice week because then we can have a good, like a strong winning days every day. Let's hope this Friday and over the weekend doesn't ruin it for us. I mean, I don't care whatever happens as long as the setups happen on the day we're trading. Let me drop this back down to. Okay, NQ came, swept PDL and London low, they were together. So if you're an NQ trader, I mean, you can use the same concept. Just be careful. The wicks are much more wider. They're not no 3-4 points. These are 20, 40, 80 point spaces. But this is why people do it on MNQ, and they're okay to. And the target for the concept for MNQ is have an 80 to 100 point stop. You know, um, to give yourself that room because NQ can act in those fashions. But if you do the same concept, you shouldn't even worry about too much of a stop and then take your. Well, this one I wouldn't even know how to do it. Like, okay, we broke below, broke below, broke above. I mean, I would want the midnight break, which is this one. We didn't get a retest nearby anything. I mean, okay, this put wall here broke the put, so calls were in play. I mean, yeah, I guess it got close enough to a put wall. 412, yeah. 12 points off. I mean, if you switch that down to a 1 minute, I'm sure you can find. But again, it's below 2 JEX levels. So see, the JEXs are not in the same place like ES is. 2 JEX levels. The goal is for it to come to ghost. ES is slowing down right now with these little candles. So that can be another reason it hits London high. It's going to pull back. If it breaks the JEX levels, retest and go to the next JEX level. So JEX to JEX or GX, whatever it's called. And then, oh yeah, because pivot is here too. So yeah, go until there. And if that kind of happens, it'll bring this to better grounds. It can also give us a structure for our JEX level to be confirmed. I mean, we're above midnight now. Our 205-minute EMA is now flat. This is what I talk about that I hate when it's flat. I mean, it's not flat on a 5 minute, still pointing down and slowly curving up, but overall it's flat. When that happens, we usually range up and below, up and below, up and below. If the range is nice and big, then we want to catch the, you know, not in the middle, because if you go in the middle, you're constantly losing both directions. Hopefully it doesn't take an effect and these two just push through, and eventually we just retest the 200 near or whatever, 50 or 200 near jacks, and we can play it out, or unless we're breaking. Okay, so we had London high rejection and this 5 minute didn't close above, but this one did close the way above it, so we're good there. Okay, this 5 minute we closed below pain at 423. 423. Let's see if there's anything here. So we had sweep, sweep, break above, and we're below these areas. I mean, if the goal is to sweep, sweep, and use these areas as key indication of, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 areas, I would take, definitely profits within this range. As you can see, it's been struggling to get past that. So yeah, if we were taking, let's say from here, and if you didn't exit here and you wanted higher, I wouldn't wait till they get to this level or this level. I would exit here for sure, because obviously this area has been rejected so many times. It's definitely gonna stall there, and you don't want to lose. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're wicking. So mentally knowing there could be a possible 2 to 3 second delay, which it said that was the best that it can set up. I'm gonna just keep a note of that in my head and call out information 2 to 3 seconds prior, or just keep that in mind that if I'm saying something, it's probably coming to you within 2 seconds later. 2 seconds, 1,000, 2,000. So I mean that 2 seconds can make a big difference. And when I did do it, it goes, this is the best YouTube streaming, like ultra low latency, whatever. I went through some crazy settings with Grok, and it was like, I, I think Grok was impressed by itself for helping me create that, because obviously I had to give the feedback and say, yes, it worked, you know. I had another laptop and like nearby, and I turned up the volume and I was speaking and trying to see how much At first, it was like 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm talking. It was like 30 seconds later, I can hear myself. Then it came down to 5 to 10 seconds. And then when I got it down to like 1 to 2 seconds, sometimes it was right on the same point, but at least we're avoiding the glitch, right? Um, it's more important. I'd rather have my trading working than having a 1 to 2 second delay in the voice, than having a 10, 10, 15 second delay in my order or stop loss. 716. All right. I did close right above it barely. Main market turned into green structure here. Avgo still, whatever this stock is that my thing? Yes, kind of went green. Dow went green, which is good. Two dings. JPN drop and Apple climb, so they're still holding each other. This is why it's not flying up too crazy. Um, it could be a good sign to give us a chance to find trades. One we could have taken a shot at, which I think I did on this one, but again, could have continued this one too. If you did take it because you've been paying attention to following that concept, nice. I mean, this one broke like 1 or 2, but what did we say? Give barely like 2 minutes to look into it. So either we focused on that. I mean, it's confirmed. It broke the 200 EMA, broke the jacks, broke the ghost, and 2 minutes later retested, and this is a little bit slower grind. I mean, yeah, I don't know, 5 minute looks like one candle, but it's a little bit slower grind. But I would have still taken my profits either here or here. Most of you might sometimes, you're looking at the chart, you feel calm, confident, and then when you enter, your heart starts beating fast. It's happened to me many times. Even if it just starts happening, and at that time, I just tell myself, just calm down, like just focus for a second, and just like you got in this trade for a reason, especially if you gotten good two confirmation trades. Oh yeah, Grok is fire. Um, yeah, and I tell myself like just calm down, like I got in this trade for a reason and I want to make profit on this trade, um, and I don't let it fear me as it pulls down, a little bit. And I'm like, it's natural, it's supposed to do that, so if I got in here at this timing, this pull down is natural. That's how just the market works. The goal is obviously every entry to not have a pull down any too low, but it's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do. So if you size accordingly, things like this won't fear you. You can put a bigger stop, not too big of a stop. We don't want to lose money, but you also don't want to get stopped out over a tick or two and then the trade actually working. It's gonna piss you off. But that's happened to me where I did put a tighter stop and it hit me, but I still knew the trade was gonna work and I re-entered. As soon as it came back up to that level here, I re-entered. It's been times that's still considered part of your trade one or whatever trade session it is or trade setup. Just you got stopped out. So that doesn't mean you shouldn't continue with your trade. Um, with the trade copier, sometimes I got to give it like a few seconds for it to reset. Clicking, it can screw things up. Um, and then what's another thing I was saying? Let's see, we had the 5 minute. It was like a barely close above it, like tad bit. Then we closed back below the London high. This area, rejected, brought it down. We're above it now. And then obviously my concept is always the highs bring it back to lows, right? So and then yesterday I was saying that highs can go even higher. So what highs can take it even higher, you know? And I got to start understanding that a little bit more on that concept. Just play, I guess don't even look at that, like, let's say not even look at the high or low H thing, you know? Definitely the low one because I just like to know. Let's say if I just delete that H thing and just say it's the London, whatever. If it's the same level setup and it's a sweep, why wouldn't I take it from here to here? Coming downwards or coming as a rejection, then you say like this one rejected, then you say, okay, the highs bring it to a low, but confirmation, I think break, it doesn't matter. It's a level, obviously this level is here for a reason. Maybe it can be like let's say if pain was with it together, I'd say at this point, I'd be more comfortable because then I say it's like a key level plus something that I know about that, gave me stronger. And then obviously Asia low was above. So if that would have been below here too, then I'd say, okay, we broke these highs and retested pain and went. But it's like kind of stuck in between the two highs. So it could be a quick just play. And the rejection that we had for the London high here can be now for the Asia high. I mean, we did have the rejection here at the Asia high. This is why it's created. It's not that Asia and London high, these are kill zone levels. It's just somebody created something that these kill zones actually work flawlessly. The true high of that session is somewhere else. It can be, I think, wherever it is, it might be somewhere else. You can plug those in too if you want to know, but I've noticed these kill zone highs and lows are have worked a lot more than paying attention to the other highs and lows, the actual like kind of like your previous day high and low. This is like the previous day low, previous day high, and midnight is midnight. But these are kill zone highs and lows, and that comes from somebody that was a smart trader, created it. I think it was ICT or something like that. Hey Billy, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining. Thank you for the mic request or whatever it's called for a recommendation. Sorry, sometimes when you talk a little bit, your brain goes. Brain gets tired a little bit. Trying to do education and obviously find trades at the same time. I did say if we don't find trades, I know there was a few traders that wanted to learn the strategy, and finally we got a mic that sounds beautiful, and we got YouTube connected. That's not we're not having any lag, thankfully, because that was messing with my entries and exits. I'd be clicking buy and nothing would be showing up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's there like a couple minutes later. And then I'm like, I've been putting a stop and it doesn't even show up. I was like, what the hell? It just ruined my situation. But thankfully, we still came out winning. All right, slow down. What do we got? Yes is 5 points up now by 730 coming up. Dow climbed out of it and came back in the green. NQ I think was down 400 or something. It's down only 100 now. It's slowly climbing, so showing some strength. We were at 8% on the VIX, so we climbed up. I don't know if you guys know about the VIX. Obviously, it's in the green. We go down. If it's coming towards the red, we're going up. So if it came from 8% down to 1%, this is why we also climbed. But again, there's times that I've seen it move and the candles move and this didn't make an effect. So I don't know what the true concept behind it is, but again, everything has a confluence reason or it has a lag in it, so you can't trust it all 100%. You can't trust these EMAs 100%. They have lags in it. They're delayed or whatever they're called. They're delayed. They're delayed indicators. There's nothing forward thinking, only you can be forward thinking. And the way we forward thinking is by we take our levels concept, We take the ideas of areas that we've supported. If you need to write just the same way I draw, after I take my screenshot, you can use the text button here, and you can say, to remind yourself, supported London or Asia low, or supported London low here, or whatever. If you need that type of reminder, or just know that it's done that. Like, this is why that level is there, because we supported it. um, not that we supported it. It obviously came to that deep. So I try to see, did we have structural support, and did we have break of structure? Yes, we did. So we had structural support, we had break of structure, we had retest. We haven't lost it overnight. New York Open, we didn't lose it. You know, so that's already a couple of confluence indications that we're pretty strong supporting in this area. So that clears that chapter. Having these break of structures saying we went there, well, we by going there overnight, we can retest there again. So now that we have the support, now we're just looking for a structural break, a retest, and where we're going, we're taking it to wherever we've rejected, or even first one would be this one, and then second one would be that one. Why you would take profit at the first one? Because it can just reject here and come back down deeper before it tries to climb higher. So there's just money management. If you want to take it all the way, go for it. If you want to move, if you're one of those players that moves your stop, you can do that. Um, but there's going to be days that it's going to backfire on you, and you're going to say, I wish I would have just taken my profit here, because from here to here is more than enough. I don't think you need more than that on a ES. It's literally 25 points. The goal for ES is try to get five, like four, even three, but let's just say comfortably 4 to 6 points will give you a happy trading day. And if you're using the micro minis or whatever, like 2 to 4 to 6 points. So let's say if you found two trades or one trade that gave you like 12 points, I think should be good. Um, and then obviously you'll accumulate, and that 3 to 4 points that I'm talking about would be per confirmed trade setup. You know, um, Sometimes even 2 to 3 points, depending if it's like too fast and you're like, hey, I gotta get out, and life things come in the way. Phone call comes in, baby's crying, whatever it is. Take your profit. Don't stay in the market. Sometimes that's to me, that's a sign that, hey, something is going to happen in the market. Many times I've exited, came back, I'm like, thank God I exited before I walked away. Or thank God I exited. That was a reason that it made me walk away, because all of a sudden I have a big slam down, no news base, no nothing. Didn't even make sense. Why? But that's the market. So I just look at things as a sign sometimes. If something is stopping me from moving forward, it's not letting me, I'm like trying to take a trade. It's like not letting me, I don't click. I'm like, maybe there's a reason why. And then I literally look at the charts later. I was like, thankfully I didn't click. I would have probably still exited if I had clicked sooner and still taken some profit. But again, mentally looking at what happened, it could have been a bad situation. It could have been I entered, by the time I right click to put my stop, and it freaking dumps. Well, my stop's not in play and I'm screwed. And I hate the fact that I can't put a stop with the, entry. Like, I want to be able to click this and my entry and stop be entered, but it can't do that with this um, trade copy if you're gonna run multiple accounts. But hey, it's you got to work around with what you get. One day this trade away prop, I'm sure we'll figure it out. If they do, at that time I wouldn't trade on the chart. I would trade in trade of eight's prop thing. I would still view it on trading view, because obviously indicators and stuff doesn't work in other platforms, and we need these indicators. But I would click the button on I would maybe turn it on here so it shows for people, but I would trade in trade of eight at that time so I can put my OCO brackets. Unless it works from here too and they go hand in hand, then that's a different story. All right, what's going on? Market is slowing down. That's a common indication of we climbed. What do we do? After we climb, we look for 30, 50, 70% retest. But again, it's Friday, so sometimes that theory doesn't work 100% of the time. 25% can work, but If we can get retest to jacks, that would be nice. And without losing it, like actually just like a nice retest and a bounce up. Sometimes a retest and like a what do you call it? Let me see, can I use one of those drawing tools? I gotta get used to these drawing tools. Whatever, I'll use this highlighter. Let's say if we come down like that, oops, like that, and then take it off. Or if we sweep and then climb back up, retest, and then take off. That'd be better. Delete. Oh, stupid thing. I gotta delete all of them. I think there's a way to say delete all drawings. Whatever. I'm waiting for the market anyways. Oh wait, I gotta click here. Oh, it's constantly drawing for me, stupid moron. Starting next week, first I'll review Sunday. Obviously, I don't trade Sundays. Um, I just like to sometimes see what it did, and then come in the morning. Sometimes before bed, I'll just kind of do a skim through and be like, "Hey, where we're at," and then I hope that like if it's a good setup, and we've done some nice things like that. But this going from the Friday because we have the gap, and then to Sunday, it takes I think technically starting Tuesday is the best. These levels to actually structurally set up nicely. It still will because it's Sunday. We'll get our midnight. The previous day stuff. I think it's still from Friday if I'm not mistaken, but we'll still get our kill zone setups. And then that Monday morning, you kind of have to wait for the Jex levels to update because whatever is showing for that Sunday, I'm not gonna make a decision or make up like, oh, this is gonna go up from here. I always like to wait till the following day one or right at market open. But yeah, I'll at least review like where the candles are at. Like let's say I won't even look at levels. I'll turn off all the levels and just see structure. Say like, okay, we did this, we supported, we went higher high, we had a 5 minute strong. Like I don't care if it broke levels or not because everything's turned off, right? I'm just looking at a clear chart. Went back, we kind of retested back into this candle area, just kind of reading the candles, like what did we do? How strongly did we support? Then we got some wicks here. And obviously these are all like for like a Sunday day, let's just say. Then it strongly went up. I'm like, okay, cool. So we had that. And then I'm like, all right, well, hopefully Monday, we at open, whatever that first candle does resets. And I'm like, okay, we have supports, we have break of structures, we have retests, we have cycleness, all that already out of the way. Now let's get a nice clean setup and take our trade. It's just kind of like a walkthrough to tell yourself, like, all right, we already did these things. Are we avoiding it now? So like was it yesterday I think when that or no day before yesterday when that first opening it was like psychoness. It was like wick this way, wick this way, wick this way, wick this way, this way, literally for 40 minutes from 6:30 to 7:20. 7:15 it settled down. 7:20 the trade setup happened and then it took off nicely. So and sadly every trader that goes into trading, they want that like, oh, market open, I gotta get into a trade. Sometimes just give it a second, let that first 1 minute candle kind of show you what it's doing. um is it behaving like a cycle jump up crazy down, like so I kind of, here's the one thing you can't do and no one's going to be able to give you the right answer on that. You have to actually visually see it. You go hit the replay button, it's not going to show you what the candle did. It's just going to plot it for you. It's not going to show you the actual movement that entire 5 minute or that entire 1 minute. You're not gonna get that replay that way unless we record it. Oh shoot, I did forget to start recording. Oh, and that's another cool thing on this OBS studio. We can record countless hours. Um, and the file, the way it's gonna save it, and then it said after it saves it, you can it's automatically will upload. The live stream will upload. The recording I have to upload to YouTube, which will end up being a higher quality. And then I set up something where during the stream I can quickly switch to, let's say, if I'm getting ready to take a trade. Let me just do it right now so you guys get an idea. I can quickly switch to my let's see it. Let's see if you guys see the new screen on that. Let me know. Where are we at here? It might take a second to load. I did it yesterday. Oh, maybe it's not working at the moment. Whatever. It switches to a vertical, like a phone layout. While oh, I know why it's not working because I didn't turn on dual. I didn't turn on the dual this morning, which is fine. So it switches to a vertical, like a, for your phone layout. And let's say I'm getting ready to execute, so at least it will record that section and save it as a like a vertical layout. And then this way I can take that for our execution. So this way it's not messing up with the full recording. I can use that small recording for the execution part, and use that for posting purposes. That you can go look at the entire video, or you can come and look at the execution part. However long I'll record on that one, and the layout is already preset for fitting for a phone, and then I don't have to go find and edit and do that. Oh, and it said afterwards you can just use CapCut, and oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Says, yeah, you can use CapCut and it says just drop it in there and it'll quickly make the video for you. So I might renew my CapCut subscription. I thought I wasn't going to use it, so I cancel it. Um, and yeah, and use this situation to, so this way, if I share it, I can share it to the group and everyone can go post it saying, yeah, I took this trade, and just makes things easier. So I'm very, very happy with this technology. And I'm happy that I got to learn it because it's going to make everything better for everyone. Over this weekend, as I had promised, you know, obviously the goal is for me to get this working. I will do that giveaway thing. I still need to contact some prop firms, or at least go into my logins, and I'm not affiliated with any of them besides Tradecopia, and that's just a trade copier. And I asked them, can I be an affiliate just so I can, as I'm posting, because I like them, I'm promoting them. But you can use whatever you want, doesn't matter to me. And the only reason I want to get the affiliate so I can somehow get those codes so I can provide to people. I don't care if anyone uses my code or not. It's me to get codes from them that I can provide. Say, hey, they gave me this code for you to for those giveaways. But for the direct to funded and whatever thing I've been trying to talk about for them to do, hopefully they catch on to that and we'll do that. It will be awesome. Um, I'll figure out a way. I'll probably announce that the giveaway this weekend. Um, I already yeah, I'm not gonna be able to run the thing on the Discord version, the setup that I have. because that's going to use it's going to mess up for that first giveaway that I wanted to do, um, because I can't take the group and change it up. Obviously, I'm grateful for everybody's support, and I'll do something for everybody that's joined. But that first giveaway that I announced was that first like 54 or 55 members before I even did anything, and just people just joined to wait for me to get started, and get all this squared away. It took some time, and I'm grateful for that they were patiently waiting. And I was building the server, and we were just communicating, which was cool. So I'm gonna do the first giveaway for those first 54 or 55. I have the screenshot of the name, so I somehow gonna have to do a random, um, poll thing on either a website or something myself, and just choose a winner for that one. And then the goal is for us to just be trading and making money. But yeah, I'll obviously give some giveaways too. Let's see what these prop firms offer me, and if they give me free accounts to give away, why not? I'll give it away. And at that time, I can run the poll on Discord, because the guy that created it for me set it up that it just will take all my members, and it'll run it, and it'll just pick a winner and we'll post it. So it's gonna be one because I am doing a straight to funded value account. So those are a little bit more expensive, but that's just me wanting to do that as a nice gesture. Um, and then after that, again, we'll just see. Let me see what these prop firms offer, and I might, if they give me free accounts to give away, great. If not, I have to figure out how. I'm sure they do because I've seen it given to other people. Um, it's some kind of a code they give. I think I just need to go sign up, and I haven't had the time to log in to sign up with them. So I will do that probably later today if I get some time. What's Friday today? I mean, for me, every day is no, is a just a regular day. I don't care about Fridays. I hate Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, I love it to be with my son, but um, it's like I kind of want to get back to trading. I can't wait for Monday to come around. Well, and the only reason is because at first I would want my weekends because I hated trading because I couldn't figure it out. But once I got the hang of it, and I was like, wow, this is working, and it's I'm liking it. It's like got me excited. This is the reason why I started all of this. It's because I was like, fuck, Simon, finally it's working out, like, and I was like, since it's working out, what can I do to just like, you know, give this information out? And then when I was trying to post it, I realized that it's taking so much time to try to type all that info up. And I was like, why not just, figure out this live? And this way I don't have to type that much, because that literally takes away a lot of time trying to type and explain. And then I was getting a lot of questions. Well, because a lot of people don't understand some of this stuff. So I was like, I might as well just show it, you know? I mean, I know other people would be charging to do this live streaming, but it's like I'm here anyways right now. I'm trading anyways. So if you guys want to tag along and follow and just see, great. It's not going to change anything for me because I'm just pretending I'm trading for myself anyways. But also, this is great because it's holding me accountable not to take any bad trades. And it's also, I do want to give only nothing but winning trades to, everyone in the group, but I also want to be winning trades for myself too. So that first 2 days, excuse anything that I took that, was fast. And usually that's not how I trade anyways. I wait. I am very patient on now. I used to enter click buy, and just try to catch everything. Now I don't care. I'll wait for them. If it doesn't give my setup, it is what it is. I don't care. I rather have a winning trade, and and it will. And like I said, it's Friday, but during the weeks, because the market is like more solid, we might have this, and you're like, oh, I missed out. Nope. It will literally come back, retest, give you a nice confirmation, and that trade will be much better than the one that happened here. And, you know, 8 times out of 10 or whatever. And those are my bigger winning trades. And I get the best setups on those one, and much more happier execute, and I walk away with that 1 or 2 trades, and literally ends up being 1 or 2 trades, because the ones that are very volatile, sometimes, like I said, it can stop you out because of the stop hunt. So you got to be quick to react to re-enter again, otherwise you're going to miss it and be at a loss. Or I might enter and I don't see it going and it's like going sideways, I'll exit. Whether, because when you enter market, that doesn't mean I directly got the level. So sometimes it might film me here, it might film me here, it might film me here, or whatever. Especially when you have multiple accounts. So, and if I hit exit, obviously, even if I hit exit, you're still at a loss. I mean, if you hit an exit at break even, you're still at a loss because obviously it calculates the fees. So it's never break even. You're always at a loss. So sometimes I'll wait for like at least like a $12 or whatever just to cover for the fees, and then I'll wait patiently until I know it's gonna go, and I just base it off on. That's why I was saying. So why I won't like to see the candle opening, because you on replays it won't show you that movement. It will just plot it. Like you won't see that it did this, it went up, it went down, it came below, went back up in that entire 1 minute. That's a story itself inside trading. You kind of eventually you will learn that when they talk about understanding market structure, reading the market, or reading the candles. That's what it means, because there's a lot of people that don't look at candles. They trade the dome, the whatever, the one with the numbers and stuff. If you don't know what a dome is, um, and that's what they're practically reading what's happening with every minute, or if they're doing a 30-second, 1 minute, or 5 minute, whatever it is. What did that dome do? And that's how they're detecting where the market is. So from 7399 to 7386, obviously in that dome it's going up, down, up, down, up, down until that 1 minute closes, and then they're determining obviously if they're executing. I mean, I don't know how they do it. That's amazing, because I kind of need to see levels and structure. But yeah, so you want to see what's going on. And so even when we get slowdowns, let's just say if this played sideways here, with one of those candles I would see some kind of like a pump, and then it will retest again, and that's when I will enter. And I'm like, okay, I avoided that slowdown, and then I got my move, you know. So that's how you're gonna read candles. So when I see things like this is slow, like really slow right now, but and then it'll be like boom, and then I'm like, all right, well, we got some market pump there, um, or whatever, let's just say. And then I see what it does afterwards. I'm like, I'm waiting and waiting. I'm seeing that. And then like, okay, we come back and then we retest. And then I'm like, all right, well, that looked good. It gave me some action, showed some strength here, showed some buyers here. It slowed down for a second. And I'm like, okay, well, sellers were not able to beat the buyers, let's just say, because I'm paying attention to the candle that moment. And based off of that, and I'm like, okay, let me see how that 1 minute will close. So I'm like, okay, sellers won here, buyers couldn't. Buyers won here, sellers couldn't beat the buyers. We didn't go below it, we didn't drop below it. So buyers are showing strength, just literally within that 1 or 2 minutes. So there's nothing in the way stopping it. And then we get our retest. Let's say it's our key level, let's say Jax or Pain or whatever. And then I'll give me a concept of an execution. I'll be like, because we show strength, and literally from there to here will definitely go, in which that's 12 points or whatever it is. Well, actually this is 12 points, so 6 to 8 points. That's still great. So let's look at a 5 minute here. At a breakdown here to the low, supported, break back up. 18 seconds to go on this 5 minute. We slowed down, came back, retested. For that move up, yeah, at least about 25%, I would say. There we go. So we went up, retested about 25% or 30%, whatever it is. Yeah, from the move up right here to here, pullback was about 25 to 30%. Let's see. Okay, this 5 minute didn't close above the pain. That doesn't mean there's some other things, factors too, like understanding candle shapes, like something like, well, no, this would need to be higher than this one. It would be considered like a reversal, three candle reversal or something like that. So You got this pull down, you got a wick buy up, and then you got this candle that closes above that one. A retest. It's called a 3 bar reversal or whatever it is. There's some things that I will post those things too. It's just I learned over time. That doesn't mean again they're all called delayed, delayed ideas or confluence things. It's just it's good to study them. You don't need too much knowledge, but you do want to learn some things, even if it's not going to ever be used, because your eye might catch it that moment and it might work in your favor. I can't teach and explain everything unless it happens in front of me and be like, oh, I saw that, cool, I did that, and then if I remember the word or terminology, and trying to cram many years of trials and errors into a session, it's not that easy. But again, I'm trying to make it down to be an easy factor of this is all we're doing. We're waiting for a sweep, break of structure, and sometimes taking a trade of break of structure or retest. The retests are better. Retests are better. Let's look at this. Okay, we have some. I think this. I guess this one plays a big role in ES, whatever it's stock this is from. I never even had this in my watch list before. I learned this from Drip, so you put it in here, and I did some research. So I guess this plays a factor too. Yes. So these are the 8 whatever that he said that takes an effect on the market, whether you're using NQ or ES. So, but you got to know which one is for ES and NQ, and most of these are in for both, if I'm not mistaken. Both companies, the ES and the NQ. Um, but which ones are making the biggest impact at that moment. So you look at candle movements. um, I don't really care about the points as much, percentage either, but I kind of use it as like a, especially Apple and JPM, I kind of use it as like a, again, like just like a moment of a data, like, is it going to help me or is it not going to help me? But it's like a quick second, like thinking. I look, just like kind of glance out to the right, see what do we are. We're kind of breaking each other. I mean, when I say break even to each other, that's why we get moments like this, because one can't push the other, so they're fighting against each other. But if we get momentum picking up on both, this starts climbing higher and this starts climbing higher, also obviously going more towards the green, then we might show strength. Or if they both start dropping for the weakness, so using it both ways. And if one's red, one's green, most of the times they're fighting each other because they can't make the market go up and down. And I'm sure the other ones are making a big effect on it too. It's not just these two, but these are pretty big companies for ES. Um, and for NQ, I don't trade NQ, so I just glance at it, but I'm sure, I don't know which one makes the biggest impact. I'm sure still Apple. I'm sure the SpaceX and Tesla together are doing. Google definitely is probably. Um, if you actually, now these days we have AI, just literally ask Grok, ChatGPT, any of those things, Copilot, Claude, whatever you use. Just ask which ones make the biggest impact. And this is how I built my watch list over time. It's not like I just put a watch list because I wanted to. Which ones make an impact? So I say directly to ES. And I created these way before these Grok stuff existed. And then obviously I went back. I mean, I might need to clean up some of them maybe. But once Drip put this one up, I'm like, hey, mine kind of matches that. So I didn't even touch anything. So what I'm going to do is just screenshot this, put it in Grok and say, hey, does this help me in any form or fashion to ES trading? And let's see what it says. And then we'll say for NQ, and let's see what it says. It might say remove this or keep them all or something like that. Because I don't want to have extra things that's gonna, mess with my brain. Like, oh my God, gold is up, we're going up. And it doesn't even do anything for me. So I don't trade gold. Is it making an impact on my ES trading? If not, I can care less to have it there. The only reason I did, but before I started doing all of this, I tried that automation trading. And nothing against those automation traders or whoever created it. Power to them. However, automation cannot predict intuition. It worked. Literally, the first week made me money. The following week, it took it all. And I was like, I was so pissed off. And I was like, and one guy, I tried it with gold. One of them I tried with NQ. And they're charging for it. It's not like they're, hey, this is free, or, put your money up and let's see if this, it's like, oh, I just started this, I'm like, well, at least, give people a trial run, let it work before you start charging. And then they show you those numbers, whatever it is from the, because I built some not indicators myself. And so I learned about Renko, and then I got more creative and turned Renko into a regular candle, because Renko has that, whatever, I forgot what it's called, delay or something like that, and it doesn't pull up in the report. So I had it coded. This is when coding. I'm not a coder or anything like that. I had done it in my past younger years, and I had Grok fix a few things for me, and turned Renko into regular candles so I can get that report. Well, fuck, my report started showing 90%, 96% wins. Then obviously made changes, and it was between like 80 to 92% wins. I was like, this is a great win rate. But, again, I would get the indication of the long, and then after that long, it would disappear like a couple minutes later, or something will reset, or if you change the time frame, came back. And I was like, well, that's not going to be beneficial. If something pops up and then disappears later, then the outcome is not correct. I'm sure a lot of people have gotten better, but again, it cannot tell you intuition. If automation, if this breaks, oh, it broke this, it's going to give you the long. But we're looking at it as, wait a minute, market has slowed down, and it doesn't know when it's going to exit you. Some of them are built, it's going to go long and then it's going to trail along. So waste of time. I came back to the resolution that you have to have control over your own trading. That's the only way to win. You have to have control over your own trading. You are your own automation. You know your intuition. You know your gut feeling. So what are we still rejecting this pain area? I mean, we're above checks. We're above midnight. I mean, market is down, but also canceling each other out. VIX came from 8% down to 2. This is still low, even though these are green. So either we're going to get a Friday pump. I mean, at market close, we got that crazy pump. I don't know if anyone saw it. Oh, of course, they always do it at market close and New York close, or whatever it's called. It was right at New York close, I think, 1 o'clock. I mean, go to a higher time frame. Last Wednesday. I don't know where it was. Yeah, right here, 12:45 p.m. Oh no, that's Wednesdays. What are we today? Friday. One p.m. Hey, how come I saw the market pumping up? Man, was I looking at the right chart? Thursday one. Oh no, that's 1 a.m. I'm sorry. There we go. Thursday 7 a.m. market happened. Right here, 12 right there. Well, Thursday 12:45 p.m. And obviously looking at a 1 minute, insanely pumped up. But see, going at a higher time frame, we're just in a range. If I drop this down to a 1 minute, you're gonna be like, damn, that's a bit, which it is. I mean, how many points is that? 411 to 450. So it's a 40-point pump. All right. Like, see, like I know we did this, and probably it's gonna pump most likely. If we take an execution, you have to exit quickly. until we actually start getting that pump. We're above levels. We finally, spread. We got the EMA spread. It climbed over the 5 minute 200. It's curving up. The best would be a retest to, closer to Jack's area. And Jackson Ghost for some reason are together. Earlier, it didn't look like they were together. Let me turn on MFGL real fast. Was I tripping out? Yeah, it was like down here. Maybe mine didn't update yet at that time. So, okay, so I don't even need to have this on. Hold on. Ghost, Jax are together. 3 confirmations, right? Am I right? Let's see. Yeah. So that's like a straight, like a strong key point. So we have the MFGL, we have the Jexer Jex, we have the MFGL Jex, and we have Ghost all in one level. Like you can't get a stronger confirmation level of that when they're all like lined up together. So, and at that time when my before mine update, the Ghost I think was somewhere here. So that, yeah, this would have been a really great trade to actually take, because we had a small break above retest. I know the retest kind of below, but if all 3 levels were together like this, I mean, the EMA was still pointing down at that time because again, but these are delayed. But we were above midnight. Um, Having 3 levels line up like that, yeah, that was definitely a stronger confirmation. But for some reason, my ghost, I mean, I don't care. At least we had two Jexes were together. Um, but knowing that that also imbalance was also with there, because remember we had this rejection here at we had a rejection here at 5:15 a.m. We had the rejection here at 1 a.m. at the London high. This one actually like broke above. It's not like it hit it and rejected. So same thing here. We came, broke above. Yeah, that would have been actually a decent entry to take. And I would have exited out obviously at the London high. I mean, it's okay. Not a big deal. All right, so 1 minute and 43 seconds. It's 8 o'clock. Goal was to get this YouTube to be up and running. I thought I was just going to be working on it this weekend, but something came over me and I was like, I got to get this done. And I mean, it was a lot of settings. It wasn't as easy as it seemed. Um, you gotta, I guess, when you use these like AI things, you gotta understand too, like it doesn't just help you. You have to ask the right questions. Otherwise, it's just gonna spit out a whole bunch of information, and it's gonna confuse you even more. So if you ask it in incremental sections and even screenshot, like if I open the settings in that specific tab, which that's why I think Grok paused me for a second because it was like too many pictures. So I take a picture, that section, upload it, ask my question, let it give me the settings. But then I gotta like also think ahead and say, well, these are things that I'm gonna have to ask. So it might make me go back and change things like, hey, if I have members connecting, if I, experience this, how do I do that? And then test it out and then say, take a picture and show there's like a CPU on the bottom of it that's showing me percentages, what it's doing there. And then I'm like, I got this new mic. How do I do it? Delay any echoes? And then, you just constantly re-ask the question. It made me rechange a few settings a few times. Even it made me change it in the first time. But and I was like, okay, I mean, this is as perfect as gonna get. And then it did say report back to me once you get a trial thing. So we will definitely do that. Thank you, Grok. All the other platforms. I'm sure ChatGPT does the same too. I mean, the reason I like Grok because Elon Musk put some freaking technology behind it. The way he's running SpaceX and this and Twitter, bought Twitter out, and I'm sure his Grok versus Chat GPT. I like obviously Microsoft Copilot too, but everything has its own niche, and I use them all actually. I like Copilot for writing purposes. Grok kind of gives you more like post writing stuff with whatever these emojis are. But Copilot, like if you, I like write something nice and then I just say polish it for me, like make it, any commas I missed or periods or any sentences that might be over, what is it called? Like a run-on sentence. Just polish it for me, and literally Copilot will do a nice job on that. You can literally write your entire business plan using these systems. It's so funny. I remember the resumes we had to make from like scratch. God forbid if the one of those typewriters, um, you made a mistake, you had to white out. That's how we had to write our essays. Ancient times. So yeah, I mean, let's say if you did wanted to take that trade there, you would exit quick. We don't have any momentum, you know. It is level to level. It's not a, key level, but and we're below it. Double top here. I mean, we're above Jex. I wouldn't play the short. I mean, it might work. The short might work, but I'm not going to do that because we're above. We have strength. We have. It can do a deeper retest definitely, and I'm not saying that we can't play a short from pain down to Jex. Definitely can. There are times I will do it. I If I'm in that mindset of doing it, I will set myself up for it and prepare myself, but I'm not seeing that kind of an indication yet because things are canceling each other out. We have some strength, we have weakness. It's like 50-50. So wow. And we're ranging. We're literally ranging between this pain and London. Well, pain and UDL, which London low is in the middle of it. So we're literally ranging in this level. If you start buying in this middles or even here and it goes down, that's going to stop you out if you go short. You start buying, longs. I mean, you start buying shorts here and it goes up, it stops you out here. Most likely it can even pop up higher to this because we have it here. So you're like, oh, listen, it's not breaking pain. I'm going to play short and put your stop here or here. It can climb to these levels and it's going to stop you out. It's set up for both right now. So, but obviously, right now we're stronger to slowly climb, but it is set up for both directions. We just have to see which one it does. This was the better setup. Obviously, I wish Ghost would have updated it. Would have gave me a stronger confirmation. Not too worried about it, but it happened quick too. Though it was literally like this one didn't break on the 1 minute. Our 5 minute barely broke. By the time it came back to retest, I mean, you don't see a retest on a 5 minute. Most of the posts that you've seen me put, we have 5 minute candles that are giving us a retest. This was literally a 5 minute just continuation. But that's why I use a 1 minute for entry because you're not, if you don't get a couple of 5 minutes retesting to give you a better trade, sometimes I have to use the 1 minute. And doing that, I'm like, okay, this one rejected. So that already made me feel like that we might not be going. Then this one barely broke above. Then we got 1 minute, 2 minute that kind of retested. Again, that moment your emotion is 50-50 because this one you're like, it never broke above. And the last thing I want to do is put a stop loss this big, you know? So it's a 50-50 emotion over here. But if you are confident, you're like, wait a minute, Bojexes were lined up together. If at that time my ghost was updated, it's there. And you're like, I'm gonna give it a shot, and my stop is gonna only be here, that which is only 6 points. So you're not gonna really take a loss if it didn't work out. But at that time now it's giving you at least a 65 to 75% probability of this trade working. And it did. And it climbed up. And if it didn't, at least you didn't take a big hit, and you can wait for the sweep of it again, retest, and which will be another 5 minute candle at that time, giving you a structure and and it would continue, and you would not only make your money back, and you would, make extra. Um, but based off of that, I'm not saying this even the fact after I saw it, because we were seeing it happen and my emotions were already kicking in here to take. But um, again, sometimes if this candle also had broken above and we had like a nicer retest, 100% I would have executed. But again, see, sometimes things happen in a certain way that just makes you that moment reconsider the situation. And I don't like when it ranges too. Try to stay away from ranging. Like, yes, you can make money quick, 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 quick. Um, but you sometimes moments like this, you fall in like the opposite direction of it, where you're going short here and it's stopping you out, and you're going long here. I'm gonna find this one video. It's freaking hilarious. It's somewhere in my text. I can't find it, but it's practically something about that, where they keep buying the opposite direction. um, and they made it pretty funny. But yeah, you don't want to get caught in that, because again, by the time market order fills, depending how many accounts you have, check Discord. Someone is spamming crypto scam link. Oh, thank you. Sorry. My screen on TradingView is onto the right, so I'm not paying attention to this left side unless I'm taking trades. Yeah, let's go. Oh, this airdrop live thing came back. Here we go. We're gonna go block this. Actually, how do I do it? Hold on. Go here. They created the name differently. For block. Ignore instead. Get space from them without letting them know. No, screw this guy. Well, hold on. Should we ignore so he thinks he's still in here? Let's see. What's the best way to do it? I think that's why I hadn't come back for a while. Because the last time I think that's what I did. All right, let's go click on this thing. And then keep eye out on the charts too at the same time. View profile. Three dots. Ignore. Ignore this son of a bitch. And then go delete as. Oh, did it already remove it? Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I was reading. It says if you ignore them, they keep thinking, but nothing is coming through. So I guess that's what we'll do. And then if they keep coming through, we'll block it. Because then they go change the names and stuff. Assholes. It's like the guy that created this, he put like 13 bots on my channel too, for like, obviously if all of them work for different things, but also to block as much of spam as possible. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say it loudly to you guys. So a lot of these spams don't come to me. They're more attacking members. Um, if I get it, it's gonna go to my direct message. It's not gonna come in my server pages for me directly, because they're trying to get members. Um, so most times I won't see it. So you guys be cautious. And there might even be pages that literally, because the ones that actually look like me, they can't spam me because it's my account, So they'll use the same image, same name, but you got to be careful. It'll be like look, always, any social media, always look at the handle. Don't look at the name. Don't get fooled by the profile picture. Look at the handle, especially for mellow trades. Like, I mean, they use 1 1 for the LL. They'll put a dot in front of the M, and then they'll spam so much that, like, in a way, they'll make you feel like, bro, come join this, that, I got you, da 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 da. And your eye doesn't see that little dot next to the M, because they do it in a way. Their tactic is so you visually don't see that handle, and you just think that like it's the actual profile talking to you, you know. And I won't lie, I in the past, you know, my wife and I, we got spammed for about like 1,500 or something, because we had just joined Discord and we were following this group, and then, you know, we were gonna get ready. It so happened crazy, the timing was right. We were getting ready to pay the guys for his service, for his, you know, whatever he was teaching, and we got the spam link at that same time. So we thought we were paying the guy because we got prepared to pay for the guy, and it just got the spam link at the same exact moment. So come find out, we're sending the freaking payment to the wrong person. But everything looked the same. We didn't catch on. We didn't see the handle part. It was like literally one of the letters that in their name, I forgot what it was. They used like a, like instead of a lowercase I, like the uppercase I looks like the L or whatever. You know what I mean? So it was like something like that even. Or does an O look like they put a zero and you just couldn't see that moment? You're blindsided to, you know, seeing the tiniest little detail. But like the crazy thing is, it's like if you're not paying for a service, who gives a shit? Just delete. But we were getting ready to pay for something, so this is why we got scammed. If I wasn't paying for it and I was just following, obviously I would not. I'd be like, why are you messaging me for money? You know, and then I would have found out it's a spam account. But yeah, when you're part of something where you're paying for a subscription or you're going to be paying for something, just always double check the handle. Even if you have to read the triple check, always triple check the handle. Make sure whoever it is that you're going to use, pay for a service for. And especially when they, I mean, a lot of people will try to use those, especially when it comes to crypto. Come on, crypto is the biggest scam bullshit that goes on. Someone asking for crypto payment, you already know that there's some kind of a something tied behind it. So I'm like, you know what? I don't have crypto and I'm not going to make a payment in crypto. So if you don't have something that verifies the information, you know, there's so many things in the US. I get it. There's some people outside of the US. So if you need something outside of that, do a little bit more research on that person before you start paying. But anyways, strict to Discord related, yeah, just pay attention to the handles and any of your media platforms. They will come at you. I got a couple of messages that people were trying to literally act exactly like before I got all these bots set up. I haven't heard anything, and then definitely report them. Report them. You can send it to me. I'll go and try to find them, block them. Just be smart, be cautious, guys. You know, I mean, there's a lot of scammers out there, and they're gonna use whatever tactics they can to get you. And if something is too good to be true, like they always say, like they might act like Mello and be like, bro, I'm gonna give you like 5 free accounts, bro. Just follow my likes or do this, do that. But can you go log in, bro? If you give me $1 in payments, and I'll give you those 5 accounts for free, something like bullshit like that. And you know, it's like, wow, for $1, you're gonna give me 5 accounts? Thanks, Mello. Scam. They just got all your account information. Oh, you did? Yeah. Yep. That sucks. Just block as long as it doesn't hit like affect you hopefully in any way. I mean, any server you join, you know, always I guess to say for even for me as like owning being like the leader of the Discord, just look for when they open the account, because I get some friend requests too, and you know, I always try to find out where they came from. I'm part of another server group as well too. You know, they put me as like a trading group, and I'm, you know, I want to respect their rules as well. And um, but like sometimes if I get a direct message from someone from there, like I want to make sure that, you know, I get confused for a split second. I'm like, is this a spam? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from a link that I've posted? Is it coming from X? You know, thankfully I have this like tracker thing that's connected that tells me where these, you know, which invite link they came from, who they used it from, was it shared, was it, you know, it's definitely helpful, you know, and then I'm able to check the profile to see if it's, you know, something that I should block, look into, and then, you know, a couple of them I ended up accepting a request, and boom, the spam messages came in, and I just blocked it real fast. As soon as you click accept, I like that one episode in Family Guy where Quagmire goes talking to Peter, and he goes, "There's some. How do I do on this computer?" And he goes, "Man, just click accept." And then he accepts, and somebody comes punches him in the face, and he goes, "Hey, what'd you do that for?" He goes, "Well, you click accept." Well, that's exactly what happens when you click accept to these spammers. They literally punch you in the freaking face with so much shit. Maybe read the fine print before you click accept. Um, we're kind of just sideways. I mean, that move happened here without giving us a real good confirmation setup. If you did catch it, amazing. You know, I mean, we had a couple of things in the way that, again, just for a refresher or recap moment. I mean, literally, if you look at this before you even see this entire side, let me just get one of these things here before you even see this side. When you see this come up, what does this look like here? Double top rejection, right? Automatically, your brain also thinks like, oh shit, we might possibly be a double top here and maybe pull down. So that's another thing that you're like, we had a wick, rejection here. We had a wick rejection here. But at least like this time, we did close above. So you just got to be able to understand and read things that moment. So let's look at it. Let's recap it this way. So we had a rejection here. We had strong supports down here on this side. We came, broke of structures. We had even broken. So obviously we don't get the update until 6 a.m. But after the update, you're like, look at it. We did break that level. So this is after New York Open. You're using the same concept. Like, hey, these levels that broke, it also broke Jex and Ghost after the fact that it's updated, because it wasn't Jackson Ghost before it was updated, right? So like it broke and then retested, broke Jackson Ghost again, rejected our London situation. Came, lost that, and then we had a rejection, but this was lower, lower, and then we went higher. So, but we didn't go any higher than this one at that time. Then we came back. Um, Again, when lower market open gave us some weirdness here. So that was kind of like, let me see if it does settles, but it did not lose our um, lowest point. If it was to lose our lowest point, I would say it was going to be even more of a trick, like a playing tricks on us. So kind of like it did some trickiness to scare people. Obviously, it's got to stop hunt. It's got to collect people's money. It's got to, take away everything that these supports had structurally taken this up. It has to come and take everybody's stop, that are people that are traders that hold on to that trade all day until 1 o'clock because they know it's going to go to the highest point. Let's just say it has to come take their money. That's what the market is made to do. So given that factor, this one 5 minute candle was pretty strong. So we had this one close above midnight. We came back. We never closed below it of this 5 minute. This 5 minute closed above this 5 minute closure. Didn't close above the wick as I had mentioned, but it did close above the body. The next, so it's like, okay, we still patiently wait. This 5 minute closed above, including with this one. So we broke midnight. We broke this LDL. We broke PDL. um, we closed above the 5 minute 200 EMA, which those are lagging indicators anyways, or delayed or whatever. So, but still, it's still as a confluence point. We broke above the jacks, two jackses that were in one place, and it was ghost. But at that time, for my ghost, for some reason, it was showing over here. We broke above the ghost, closed this, and it was strong, and this body closed above, obviously from this rejection that we had, closed above both of these bodies. So we closed above the level, and even this small one that we rejected down, I mean, yeah, we closed above that pull up. So maybe that was an indication of just like to not fear it, and say we closed. Then quickly, obviously, you got to switch to your 1 minute, or this is why I have my chart split, so this way I can see the 1 minute. Um, and after the break, see, like you see the 5 minute do its thing, but then you got the 1 minute that didn't close. Well, I mean, it was still within this 5 minute candle, right? But see, it doesn't matter. Your eye doesn't see it that way. You're not seeing that it was within that 5 minute candle. You're seeing a 1 minute rejecting at the 200 and the Jex level. But it was still within that. This 1 minute candle was within this 5 minute candle. So see if at that moment your brain ignored that and said, well, the 5 minute closed above, then these retests were our structure set up for a nice long. So me talking this out is also a reminder for myself, to remember these things. It's hard to remember everything all at once. And, every day it will do something different. Not all the candles will be exactly the same. Another thing, so like I said, we were going sideways and this was 50-50 to determine which way we were going to go, but the market was stronger. I mean, we were both directions. We were canceling each other out. Yes, and Dow started climbing, and NQ did climb up quite a bit from 400 down to negative 150. Well, that's like 300 points or whatever it did. The VIX came from 8% to 2% when we were here, and now it's down to less than 1%. So that means it's slowly climbing down, like coming towards the red, and this is why we're climbing up. So, I mean, eventually, look, it found structure, broke. So if I'm going to use this London high concept, because I was talking about it yesterday, because I like to think that highs bring it back to the lows. I mean, that's the way I've been taught. But we broke structure. I know it played for a while. What time did this happen? 8:15, roughly, which is a pretty good time frame because the 8:30 close is coming. So sweep. Let's look at it in a 5 minute. 8:10 did that. 8:15, but we didn't get a retest nicely to say like, at least we got a retest in this one. So again, this one you would have to use the 1 minute concept. 5 minute, five 1 minute candles. Am I on the 5 minute on this? Yeah. 5 1 minute candles, come down, sweep. Next 5 minute candle is breaking above, but we still haven't closed, obviously, right? So now intuition has to kick in that, okay, we're getting some stronger things. You would still take your profit here because you don't know if it's going to continue because we were still in the range and that 5 minute hasn't closed yet. And how did it close? Let's see, exactly at, or not even exactly, yeah, exactly at the last 5 minute, so it didn't close above, it didn't close below, it showed some strength the same way this one. Buyers showed here, buyers showed here. So just something to keep in mind. But again, it's not like it was a crazy move, but it worked. We'd love for it to be closing above the last 5 minute candle and the confirmation above a key level, which will be the pain. And then having a retest nicely on that one for the stronger move up. But we have Asia high here. We've rejected with a green wick. So red wick is more that there's stronger sellers there. The green wick to me is more that the buyers, there's liquidity there. Buyers did kind of, the sellers pushed it down, but buyers kept it strong. So it didn't lose its strength in this candle and it closed above the last thing. So buyers were strong. I mean, if it was red, that means we would have been below this guy too. And that would mean that we actually rejecting this area pretty hard. So that we didn't reject it, we kind of resisted it. That's the word I was looking for, resisted it. And we came, played here, and we didn't get confirmed setups, but these were intuition trades, like if you're going to take it, it's like, I know it's supporting here. If we go back, look in the past, we broke above this practically. I mean, those are, see, because it's not confirmed, look at the wicks are deeper from the level, or let's say from this level is not too bad. 412, 409, that's 3 points. But obviously you're entering here, right? Because you want this structure to be broken. So 416 to here, that's a pretty big stop. Oh, 6 points. 10, oh, yeah, was I right? 6 points. 16. 10 will be 6, a little bit extra. Yeah, you're going 6, 7 points out. And I've done 8 to 12. I've put 8 to 10, 12 point stops before. It sucks to get an 8 to 12 point hit. Um, but sometimes you do need to move it because, like, let's say you're confident that trade is going to work. Well, like I said, it's good. 8:30 closed. There you go. The book settled and it nicely took off. What is another thing? If okay, so this was a level I was saying that we might come resist that, and we did exactly with that wick. This was from that previous areas that I was showing. Um, let's stretch it out. And how do we make it even? Right. That was from the previous area. So see, as it hit it, it resisted down. That doesn't mean it's not gonna take off past it. It's just this is why I say I would use that as a take profit if I was in the trade. Um, Another thing that if you're using those shapes, this was technically kind of like a bull flag, whatever they're calling it. Uh, Yeah, that's almost the right setup. So you got a king came up, it's a bull flag. You wait for the structure to break, retest, and you take your flag leg up. And you want that flag leg to obviously go strongly. That's the goal of a bull flag. But sometimes it'll just be like just that, that little wick. And you're like, well, that sucks. And then you get caught up in this area and then you're stuck. It's going to happen to you once in a while. So again, if you use those, use them at the right time. If it does work out, we rather have our confirmation trades. But again, it's a confluence point thing. Like another thing to keep in mind, like, oh, well, at least I have that too. I'm breaking this level. Well, maybe this gonna go. So I have that flag set up. So sometimes I'll just draw that one line and like that. I'm like, okay, well, as long as we stay above that and we take this, I already can see the shape in my head. I don't care for it. As long as we get a confirmation on our key level, well, I want that flag leg going up like this did, and take your trade and let's go up until wherever that level we went and found that as a target. And look at that, it beautifully hit that level. You definitely want to take your profit from there. You know, some of these things that I'm like re-showing like to you guys is because now it's coming like not everything is coming to my memory that moment. Sometimes I'm seeing them and then I'm reminding myself, oh shit, there is that concept too. Or go back and look at this and I drew this area out. I was like, this is the area we're gonna resist. I would take profit here. And look at that. It came and resisted exactly to that level. And we drew that like earlier. Um, and that's just things that you would think that, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this profit, and well, you're getting burned right now. Yes, you can move your stop if you're one of those people that like to take your stop and let it go, but and then I mean you'll still take your profit, but you get the highest profit here. Stop outs sometimes end up breaking even or end up having a smaller profit, which is still great. I like it. I just like to clean my chart, be out of a trade, wait for a reassessment, look for my next trade. Trailing stops and this that I tried it in the past. I kept moving up, moving up, and it kept stopping me out. So if I would have exited here and made, let's say, $700-800, well, it's hitting my stop and I'm making 150. I'm like, well, I would have just made 150 with this one candle and I wouldn't have to cause myself more of a headache moving a stop and waiting for a glitch to happen, being in the trade longer. Like, I might as well just take my exit. Uh, let's see. A lot more fainter when I sat back. Okay. Yeah. The good thing is I can use the mic. I can bring it closer to me. So I'm just going back through the chat to look at a few things. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, so if I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna bring this mic closer because my back sometimes kills me or my legs. I have a lot of freaking. I have a blown right knee, so it's pretty shredded. But I'm still going because I got a 2 year old, and I'm sure I'm gonna have more kids on the way soon. So I don't care if it's shredded. I will keep going. But so yeah, sometimes I need to just reposition myself. So I'm glad I got this mic because now with the long cable that it has, if I sit back, I can bring it closer so it's not, I'm not constantly freaking leaning forward and trying to talk into the computer. So thank you for that mic. Um, I can't remember the word right now. Thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you. So intuition setup here gave us a move. Again, uh, it's Friday, and I said it yesterday too. Fridays. I mean, I took a small trade and won like to almost $200. I'm trying to give you guys winning trades, so don't think that I'm here just to trade for myself. I'm here to give everybody winning trades, but I don't want to just give any trade. And the intuition trades, and that trade that I took was just a trial thing. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting any lags, and it just happened to work out. I mean, obviously, I didn't just take it for any reason. And there was some confirmation it was here, right? Yeah. So I just played it. But imagine if I actually held it all the way through. Shit, we would have been up like crazy. I would have told people just jump in, go. But it's okay. I rather know that we're trading in areas that I don't want to give too many intuition setups because sometimes it does backfire. Um, Thankfully, my intuition is pretty strong. Um, when I am like zoned into it, like completely 100%, and I'm like, I need to, I need to get this because obviously the goal is to win in trading. And but I at that time I would look at a lot of things before I make that intuition decision in a split second because obviously that when it's like that setup, it just goes. It doesn't. It leaves you behind. So your intuition has to be looking at all these factors that I've been talking about, run it through your brain in a split second all at once. See your Apple, see your JPM, see your setup, see your candle positioning, see what the last candle had done. Remember what the last candle had done. Look at the sweeps that you had, remind yourself, walk yourself through it all within like a few seconds and say, you know what, this setup is going to work. Or if you're going to hesitate on it, then just don't even take the trade. Just wait for the confirmation one. And we will get a whole bunch of confirmation trades. It's not like it just, there will be times that there's been times I've sat in front of it. I usually, once I don't start seeing a trade the first hour, hour and a half, I just walk away. I mean, I did say that, I'm going to stick around with you guys as much as possible because I'm trying to also teach, to have you guys learn. I'm sure there's going to be new people joining too eventually. So I'm trying to just educate as I go, but also want us to be able to trade. So my focus is on the chart as I'm talking. I multitask. I'm not even looking at, other stuff. I'm not on X. I'm not on any of those things. Sometimes I'll check the Discord for messaging, but this is why we're here. So we can just do the messaging here. So, questions we have. So, and then I can recap later. Um, Eventually I'll do some more research on this YouTube. Well, we're gonna see how this saves. It did say if you don't record it, it will still save the live stream. I did put it at the highest quality possible. Well, the best quality possible, so we don't get any lags. Um, Let me see. Is this something lagging? Because I'm seeing something moving on the chart. you're probably going to hear this after whatever it's doing. I think there is a delay happening. I'm going to wait for it to stop and see how long is the delay. Well, I mean, we've been on a 2-hour stream. OBS Studio is not showing any lag. However, I am noticing on YouTube Live after an hour of streaming, I see the screen still making moves and changes that I have already been finished. Seems like it's been over 2 to 3 minutes of a delay. Can you explain and help? This is common YouTube issue. Let's see. This is common YouTube issue, especially after streaming for a while. YouTube live stream is variable latency that often increases over time, especially after 30 to 60 minutes. Even in the ultra low latency, it can slowly drift to a higher delay. Your local OBS preview is real time, but what viewers and YouTube dashboard see can lag behind. 2 to 3 minutes after 1 hour is unfortunately not rare on YouTube. Okay. Best fix: restart the stream, stop streaming on OBS, and stream in YouTube Studio. Start fresh new broadcast in OBS. This usually resets latency back to 2 to 5 seconds. While streaming, preventative in YouTube streaming settings, make sure it's still on ultra low latency. Okay, lower your bit rate slightly, 3500 to 4000 if it's keep drifting. Long term options, accept the 30-second normal longer streams. Um, as normal for long streams. For real time trading, many people use local recording post highlights later. Okay, so I'm gonna make one change in the settings. I don't know if you guys can hear me live right now.